Free insurance gives you a great rate that stays put until you change a car, driver, or your address. Plus, seriously good service. Now that's something to smile about.
Your Erie agent in Uniontown and Ross Traver Township is Sprowls Insurance Group, 724-437-9812, or go to sprowlsinsurance.com.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all
The
states.
views and opinions presented by the host, guests, or callers on this program do not necessarily represent the positions of WMBS Radio.
Thank you, TJ. Welcome to Democratic Hour on WMBS 590 AM, 101.1 FM. Our telephone number is 724-438-4593. We got the crew in town. To my left is the one and only Doc Riley. Doc, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And, of course, one to the right. Let's see. Nope, Steelers. We're back in the baseball season already, right?
I put the Steeler gear and jerseys until September.
Well, maybe July when they break camp up in Latrobe, right?
Yeah, I don't know. TJ, you know what 78 days from now is?
What was that?
Pirate home opener.
Oh, I can't
78
wait.
days from today. And you know who they're playing?
Who?
New York
The
Mets.
Yankees.
Oh, Yankees.
The
or
Mets.
No, the Yankees.
The Yankees?
It's
In
going to
Pittsburgh?
be in Pittsburgh. It's going to be a nationally televised game.
Start of another losing season.
No, it's going to be a tale of two teams. One that spends money and one that doesn't.
That's true, too.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, this show that we have a little bit of everything: sports, politics. DJ, I know I didn't go to the game Monday night. I don't know if Justin was there. Or, you kept me out of with Justin, so
We were there. We didn't stay very long.
Oh, you
no.
didn't? But
You mean this guy?
Oh, this was my man. Even though he stood me up this football. The one and only Justin Timberlake. I told you. We need some sunshine.
We do.
After this week,
We need some heat, too.
We need some heat. It was definitely cold. Thanks, TJ. Another week in politics, guys. Doc and Rich and our listening audience. I don't know where to start, but I'm going to start out with this. Let's see. This was 1966. I was a member of the United Auto Workers in Lansing, Michigan, and lo and behold, our President of the United States went up to Dearborn, Michigan.
For the Economic Club and then Ford Motors.
I took a little visit in Ford Motor, and while he was there, something happened. I think everybody in the country should know. They should be embarrassed what happened. One of the workers, while the president was walking to the plant, he was on a platform walking across, and I guess one of the workers at the Ford factory called, and this is what he said: pedophile protector. And Donald Trump, in return, said and did something that everybody in this country should be appalled and embarrassed.
Don't we have something about that, TJ?
You have something?
I don't know. What are you talking about?
No, I don't
This?
Let me hear. Let me get my. Got something for me?
The bird.
Gave him the bird. Now think about that. That's the new national anthem for Donald Trump.
Where'd you get that, TJ?
I'm just creative like that. I just found
Creative
it
mind.
all on my own.
But think about that. I mean, that's one of the things you wake up to, and across America and the world, the President of the United States can't take any heat. Every president that ever served this country since I've been on this earth has taken the heat. So this is what he says, right?
Thin skin.
And then could you imagine coming home and say to grandma or grandpa, mom or dad, what was in the world they were talking about with the President of the United States? What is the bird, right? Something else he said we can't say on the air, but nothing should shock you in what he does. And, of course, the other thing I'll bring up, of course, the Nobel Peace Prize, the Venezuela, is her name Machado, her last name?
Yeah.
She went to visit the White
She won
House.
the award.
She won the award. A little arm twisting. She came to, Thursday?
To the White House yesterday.
And she presented the one and only with Donald Trump the Nobel Peace Prize, Doc, and he accepted it. Of according
That
to
was the astounding part.
Right.
In fact, he said, "I can't think of anyone more
deserving.
than me."
Yeah, you know,
Or than I, whatever was.
the Nobel Committee,
Right.
they said, they give it to the recipient, and
That's
whatever
it.
happens after that, that's it.
Ownership of that, but the award and the recording of the data.
and
And the
what she
plaque
said,
and
he
all
stopped
that.
8 wars, right? Is
Yeah.
that what it was?
Yeah, but when I lived in Chicago, I worked at a PR firm, and our office was a block away from Mike Ditka's restaurant. And
I've been to Mike Ditka's.
And I used to go to Mike Ditka's. I got to know him because he was from the Pittsburgh area. I
Clippa.
introduced myself. And I was sitting at a table with him and his wife, Diana, and he had a Super Bowl ring on. And I said, "Hey, Mike," it's like, "Can I see the ring?" And I put it on. It's like, "Okay, I had the ring. That doesn't mean I won the Super Bowl."
So after this little episode, I was thinking about this, and I'm going to get your opinion. I've received 2 Purple Hearts. I wonder, I'm going to write him a letter, see if he'll accept my Purple Heart. What do you think?
You going to donate one?
Yeah, I'll donate it. See if I could down the White House, since he had them bone spurs, he would have had probably a good chance of getting a Purple Heart, right?
For bone spurs.
For bone spurs. You know what? If he could accept the Nobel Peace Prize, he'll accept one of my Purple Hearts, right?
Yeah.
Because he always wanted, right? He always wants something, right?
Yeah.
Of course, he could have ended up, if he was the president of the United States, he'd have ended the war in one day, right?
Right, and it's still going on.
The war's still going on. The one he said he could stop in one day is, of course, the one with Ukraine and Russia,
yeah.
and that's never happened.
Yeah.
And, of course, what's going on in Minnesota, and this is a game plan, and like you said, now he's talking about the Insurrection Act, right?
Sure.
And, when people forgot what happened on January 6th a few years ago,
Yep.
who trying to overthrow the government. And there was no doubt in my mind with his help. And then he gets reelected as president of the United States. And guess what, folks? Those individuals who were prosecuted, convicted, were in jail. And guess where they're at now? Out of jail.
Out of jail.
But
Well,
yep.
Wait until, what's his name, finally gets his chance to give his say to Congress. The special counsel.
Special counsel.
Yeah, they're giving him a chance to speak in public.
We're going to see where that. And
Jack Smith, yeah.
Jack Smith. Also, we give all the kudos to the Fayette County Democratic women this Saturday, rain or shine or snow, cold. We'll put it this way, it will be cold.
Yeah.
They're going to be out at 5 Corners from 11 a.m. to 5 p. or not 5 p.m., 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. This is honoring Martin Luther King, who the holiday is on Monday.
On Monday, yeah.
So the girls, anybody wants to participate, when every one of these rallies, they reach out to the city of Uniontown and the police department, and they give them a list of every time they're there. So anybody wants to join the Fayette County Democratic Women for their demonstration this Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's honoring Martin Luther King.
And I don't think President Trump wants Martin Luther King Day as a federal holiday.
Oh, that's true. He doesn't, just trying to degrade it.
Yeah.
There's no shame in his game, and I do believe he's.
Well, look what he's done with the Smithsonian now, too.
Yeah.
Changing pictures and, taking out the things about him being indicted.
Yeah.
I mean, not indicted, but brought up for charges. It's like,
Yeah.
Of course, I
It's
think he
crazy.
was taking some questions from reporters. I think the helicopter is on the lawn. You can't, everybody's trying to get the word in. And of course, again, he's flying off to Florida. Spent 1/3 of his presidency at Mar-a-Lago. And we had some figures last time on how much money is spent on his little shenanigans to play golf. So here's President of the United States, right? I don't begrudge any president, but every weekend you got to go to Mar-a-Lago, can't stay in Washington, spend taxpayers' dollars. Oh, and the big thing, too, I can't wait till probably next month is, what was this new health care plan?
the great health care plan is what he called it.
Right, and we're going to get some money. He's going to send us money directly, Doc.
Directly,
Yeah.
yes.
Then
And-
prescription drugs, he said, 100%, 200%. Doc, if your prescription is $100, he's going to save you 50%. What is that, $50? Rich, if you get 100, is it free?
I guess so.
What happens when he mentioned it? He could do 500%, 400%. So you get the prescription and they give you
He'll
$400.
give you some of his Bitcoin.
Well, maybe that's
the
what
overage,
it is.
and he can dump it. Well, it's dumping is good. Give it away.
And of course, here.
No, but we should not laugh at or make fun of the fact that you putting in place, there's a crisis in these cities, all Democrat strongholds, Chicago and all, and put in place and call up the Insurrection Act on a couple of days before the 26 election, right?
Yep.
And it was true, and we shouldn't laugh because it's a doable part of it's Plan A, Plan B, Plan C. It could, so we can't laugh at it. And some of the brilliant minds that we have, that Maddow and Nicole Wallace and James Carville, they're now saying, even mentioning that, which before they weren't, that's a doable. That these could be exercises or rehearsals.
Doc, in one way, I hope it happens so everybody in America gets a dose of what this man's all about, really and truly.
I think that's what he's trying to do in Minneapolis, just stoke more and more trouble.
Rehearsals. Rehearsals. Practice runs for that.
And have an excuse to
call him
bring the
multiple
insurrection
cities. And a couple of phone calls, he would get people to stage whatever you needed to have staged. Right?
Like I said, there's no shame. And right behind us, we have Governor Shapiro assigns behind us. And, of course, we have the primary. We have an excellent governor here in the state of Pennsylvania. So if anybody wants to get involved with Democratic
and he's
Party.
recognized nationally.
Yeah.
So the primary will be here before we know it. And there's going to be petitions going out February the 17th, first day to circulate petitions. So we're going to have a busy time between now and May.
Well, I don't think President Trump would bring in ICE into Pennsylvania because Pennsylvania did vote for it.
If they didn't, the previous year he claims they did anyway. So even though if you lose,
he said he won Minnesota three times, and he did not.
Like I said, there is no shame. And speaking of that, Rich, I have in front of me, and I think she has a press release. One of our representatives here, and it's State Representative Charity Grimm-Krupa, announces re-election campaign, which I don't have a problem because she's going to be running for office. So this was dated January 13th. You can look it up. This week. And a couple things we highlighted are best way to represent people, listen to them. That's why I visit local businesses, meet residents whenever possible. So I don't know whenever possible is because I've never seen her out and about in the district.
Well, whenever it's possible to get a photo up.
And she does quite a bit of them. But nowhere in his press release says what she's going to do for the residents.
Yeah, no idea of what,
And that also includes the other representatives here in fact, with Ryan Warner. The Charity's in the 51st. So Charity, maybe what you should do, maybe you should have a town hall meeting whenever possible to let the residents here in the 51st district let us know what your plans are to make our lives better. I do know one thing you did do. You voted not raising the minimum wage. You voted against the trade unions. Trade unions on off-site fabrication, which also benefits the non-union employees. So maybe you can come out, as you claim you're visiting all your constituents, maybe you should have a town hall meeting. You could have one in Masontown. You could have one in Smithfield. You could want to have one out in German Township. You could have one here in the city of Uniontown.
I mean, I read her press release, and there was nothing in there, like you said, indicating what she's going to try to push through in the coming year. And, why don't you just tell us, okay, how much money did you bring into Fayette County other than grants? What did you do? How many laws or how many pieces of legislation did you author or co-sponsor that actually got passed?
And it was the least productive
legislative session in 3 decades?
And a question I would love to ask, if, they're talking about all these data centers throughout Pennsylvania, it's a possibility we'll have one in Greene County. I know we have one going on up in Indiana, the old Homer City. I'm willing to bet right now on record that if there was one proposed somewhere on Mon River on the Fayette County side, I'm willing to bet you'd vote against anything to help this project to go forward. So, Charity, those who live in the 51st or the 52nd, ask your representatives what they plan to propose to make our lives better here in Fayette County. You said you went to Harrisburg not to make friends. Maybe 2026 you can make some friends and get something done here for the residents of Fayette County.
Well, she definitely helped herself with the pay raise. That's automatic. They didn't have to vote on that. But, definitely helping herself.
Maybe we should ask her if she'd have voted, since she voted against the budget. Would she have said no?
Or just say, hey, I'm going to turn this money over to put it in a fund, let it accumulate, and give it to residents of Fayette County.
And Rich, you bring up an excellent point. And Doc, I started out again. There were some things.
Does she have a plan for help out with the crisis for police coverage in Masontown? Is that?
I don't think there's anything in there.
Suggestion. How about she working on a plan to? What are the options on ways to keep secondary college level education at Fayette campus?
What's the military academy up there?
Whatever, but come up with something. Try to
have a town hall meeting, all the legislators, let us know what's going on, and getting back, to President. And I was serious about doing the Purple Heart. Could you imagine? Man didn't win the Nobel Prize. There's no shame in him. And of course, people, she got it, so she's going to cater to the President of the United States. They cave in, right?
Yeah.
It's unreal. Could you imagine? Heavens knows what some of these, you're out speaking, just not. Rich, you campaigned, I campaigned, Doc, things you hear out there. But for the President of the United States, he couldn't take the heat when the guy says pedophile protector, right?
Yeah.
And that's all he said, right?
And they're slow walking,
right,
giving all the millions and millions of documents that should have been turned over weeks ago already. And they're still not turned over.
They're slow walking, and of course, I've been willing to say, and we'll probably have a report, I'm going to make a phone call up to Michigan and there to see where, since they laid him off or terminated him or give him a couple of days off, we're going to see where that goes with United Auto Workers. And I think
they
there was
had
a
GoFundMe up and running, and they said, in fact, he asked them to cool it.
I think it was close to $1 million.
Yeah.
So again, our telephone number is 724-438-4593.
What that says, Trump got off easy because there could have been justification to have 50 people with 50 different signs complaining of that he could have been faced with. Instead, he got the one that really.
We'll take the phone call. Take the phone call, but I want to come back to his appearance at the Detroit Economic Club.
Yeah, absolutely. TJ, we got a caller.
We do. Good afternoon. You're on the air. Who we speaking with?
This is James. TJ, how are you?
James, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. TJ was right. They were lucky. They deserved to lose. You were right, TJ.
Thank you.
On the Steelers. They've always been lucky. They've been lucky for the past 3 years. But anyway.
James, you're breaking up on me.
You breaking up on? Yeah, I hear
I'm just messing with you. Go right ahead, James.
You mentioned
TJ's going to be looking for that bottle of champagne now.
I got you. Venezuela. You mentioned, the Machado lady.
Right.
Now, wasn't it, correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't it last week or the week before he said she was not qualified to lead the nation? Now, what changed? What changed there, I wonder?
He got his picture taken with her, and he's holding the Nobel Peace Prize.
Right. They're making a deal. But what's sad to me is when you follow what I'm getting to here is there's the Venezuelan people, okay. Whether we agree on the dictator that was ousted, whatever. But there's people, they're telling them, you're free now. Okay. Well, they're free to vote and elect who they want. There was a man that they elected, I think, 2 years ago, and this person did not acknowledge the results of that election. So they're not saying that, okay, the guy that you elected is who's going to be put in there. They're saying Machado because they were able to work deals with her. So here's these people that think they're free and have the freedom to elect who they want, and no, they don't. The United States will decide who your leader's going to be. Now, moving on to Iran. Those people are over there dying, and they're trying to gain freedom. Same way. Here comes Israel. Here comes the United States, putting operatives in there. They don't want people that the people are fighting for to have their own free election system to elect who they want. They're trying to put the Shah of Iran's, I think, son or grandson in there because they know it's going to be a puppet regime. So here again is we're saying that we stop the wars. No, you're not. No. You're making deals. I can see through you like a pane of glass. You're making deals that you're going over there and you're telling these people that are so excited about freedom and fighting and dying for it, that they're going to have freedom, and no, they're not. You're going to instill the leader that you want to instill. Sadly, guys, and I've screamed at the top of my lungs for this, 2024, there was a lot of people that were excited because we were done with Trump. And people said, man, whether you agree as a Democrat or not, I was excited because there was different choices. But the first night of a debate, I was told that Trump won the debate, and he wasn't even there. But Salem News, Fox News, newspapers, bought off people, messed with my election, and told me who my leader would be. Yeah. So I'm no different than Iran or Venezuela, and it's going to happen again in 28. Believe you me, they're going to come down the line, and we're going to want somebody, and they're going to say, oh, no, this is who you're going to have. And everybody's going to line up money-wise from Fox News to Salem Radio to whoever else, and they're going to say, yep, this is who you're getting. So we don't have freedom. And, George, I respect you greatly. Don't you dare give him your Purple Heart.
No,
I'll come down there and
get another Purple Heart.
Don't you dare.
No,
don't you dare.
No, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. I just wanted to put a little something in his show. No, but you imagine that was a little. Did you hear the beginning when we had?
Yeah, he has no couth. He'd take it.
Yeah. Oh, he'd take it. I think he did take. I think somebody did. Was going to give him a Purple Heart. He may have accepted it. No, I would never do that.
No, he didn't, but he kind of had a step in his ego about, because there were people there that were questioning why he would do it if he did do it. And one last thing, the thing with the tariffs, they're still deciding that, if that is legal.
Yes, the Supreme Court is going to have a lot to say about that.
Okay, and I think you mentioned a couple episodes ago about that. And I have a feeling, I think it's going to be ruled not in his favor.
I agree
and
with you.
And that's why he was coming out, and he was trying to get all this. Oh, you got to listen to him. I got to take 2 aspirin when I listen to him, but you got to listen to him because of what he lets go. And he said, oh, well, I'm going to come out and I'm going to bring $2,200 to all my citizens, and it's off the tariff money. Yeah. And I'm going to go to the military, and I'm going to give them money, and it's off the tariff money. I think he knows that there's only about a 25% chance of them siding with him, and he's trying to get the public's backing, saying, see what they did? See, I could have did that, but they're not agreeing with me on these tariffs.
Well,
and James, I think that's another reason he's doing it.
James, we appreciate your comments, and we'll take a couple other callers and keep
have
on
a great
listening.
Weekend, dudes.
Thank you.
You too.
Take care.
Good afternoon. You're on the air. Who are we speaking to?
Elizabeth,
we haven't heard from you for a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Where you been, girl?
Here. Anyway, I want to live in the United States where the President of the United States and the village idiot are 2 separate people. But that's not happening. And everything that man does, I remember when I was young, I was taught not to do this and not to do that. And he does all that stuff. When the kids look up to that, they'll say, well, if the President of the United States can do it, I can do it. I mean, how does he get away with this? That's what I can't understand. What's the job of Congress? They don't vote for anything or what?
Right now they're incognito.
Yeah.
He bypasses Congress on everything. And like you said, we were taught to respect our elected officials. And just like I said, what he did in Dearborn, that's not the first time he's ever done anything, but this was recorded. And he, like you said, you see any of the Republicans call him out on it? You won't.
No.
None.
I mean, and this finger thing, oh my
Right.
goodness, that's all you see now. And that was a hush-hush thing, and now it's like nothing. And nothing's wrong today. I don't understand it. It's scary.
But you know what? We're going to change. We got election coming
my,
here.
I
and,
hope so.
and,
Hopefully change.
Yes, hopefully change. We have a good candidate running for the 14th Congressional District. We thought he'd be on the show this Friday, but we'll probably have him on next Friday. So, Elizabeth, anything else on your mind?
No, if I don't say it right away, then I forget. I should have wrote it down. But, I'm on Facebook. Now, that's the only one I'm on, so I don't know what TikTok and all them other things have on there. But there's all these jokes about him. And they have him looking like a big fat woman and everything, and I think, that's our President of the United States portrayed like that. It's sad to see all that. I mean,
that's the world we live in here today.
Oh, my. I want to go back to the 50s and 60s.
Well, that's not going to happen, at least for my time. Elizabeth, thank you. We're going to grab another call.
Yeah, you have a good weekend.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Same to you.
All right. Good afternoon. You're on the air. Who are we speaking to?
Hey, guys. It's Matt. How are you?
Hey, Matt. How are you?
Oh, not too bad. Just wanted to call in. One of the things you mentioned was the minimum wage stuff you were talking about with charity. And, it's bad, obviously, at the federal, which is the same level for us, $7.25 an hour. But if you read about what minimum wage is all about, a lot of people nowadays say, it's for people to, they're in college or they're in high school. Like, that was the point. But it wasn't made for that, right? It was made to ensure the safety of those who are, women or African American or so forth, to basically make sure they weren't exploited to stabilize the economy and to give a basic standard of living, right? We're not asking people to be able to afford the nicest cars or whatever, but everything costs more. You cannot live off of minimum wage and not get some assistance from the government.
I just looked up, Matt, from a previous show. The last time the minimum wage was raised was on July 24th, 2009.
Yep.
Think about that, folks.
Yeah, and it actually went up 3 years. Yeah, it went up 3 years in a row, actually, 2007, 2008, 2009, and then just stalled, right? Now, obviously, everywhere around us has more. I want to say the lowest is West Virginia, which is like $8.73, so you can work in West Virginia and make another $1.50 than what you can in Pennsylvania. So why would you want to work in Pennsylvania? If you will have a lower wage job?
Now I looked on here from the notes. Maryland is 15, New Jersey is $15.49, New York is $16.50, Ohio is $10, and West Virginia is $7.25. And here we're stuck at $7.25, and we got a legislator who's now making $113,000 and voted against raising the minimum wage.
Another way of looking at those numbers is the spread over time over the past 20 years. In other words, the annual salary intake of the highest in the country as a group and the lowest income. And that the ratio was, and it was bad, but it was improving slowly, was 20 times the difference. It's 200. It's 200 times, 200 to 400 times the top group making what the lowest group, and that it can't be sustained. You just can't. The dream is not available to the people in the lower half, because it cuts into the entire middle class. Is not keeping up in any way with the ascending real estate and rentals and other costs. Correct?
But and then we got people in Washington D.C. saying that affordability is a Democratic hoax.
Well, it's what's resonating right now, but I think that we have to do more than talk. If we get people in there, like an Alan Bradstock, or these people, as we come up, we need to actually do something in Congress instead of just being a stalled, giving the purse to Trump. We need to actually do things ourselves, actually make a difference.
I would like to ask the local Republicans who are holding office, is there anything anything at all that you could agree with that Trump or that Biden did well, or is there anything that you disagree with Trump? Anything?
Especially the show that comes on after us. Just like we indicated, Matt and our other listeners called in, and James and Elizabeth, President of the United States gives somebody the finger. It's on national television, shown around the world, showing it to our kids, and they have no problem with it.
Yeah, and you got Tom Homan, who's the border czar, goes on national TV and says, no, I've never seen any video that indicates that ICE officers or Border Control officers acted inappropriately. I mean, Mike, take a look at the videos every day that's on TV, even on Fox.
Oh, yeah, but the disabled woman that got pulled out of her car.
Yes, absolutely.
Trying to get to her appointment, but they just want to spin the narrative. That way they can feel good, and they can control the narrative, right, instead of letting it get out of control.
Matt, you got anything else on your mind?
Well, I just want to say you mentioned also Machado coming and giving the award to Trump. Isn't usually boomers the one that complain about millennials and zennials and Gen Z getting participation trophies?
Yeah.
But here's the guy that's supposed to be Mr. Tough Guy, and he wants a participation trophy?
I don't even know if he participated.
Anyways, I'll let you guys get another call. I don't want to.
No, go right ahead. No, we're good. Thanks, Matt. We appreciate it. And that was Matt, and James made some comments. James more or less indicated if I did suggest giving the Purple Heart that he'd come in his studio. No, James, I'm serious. That was a little joke to start the show up. But again, that's some of the stuff that's going on, and it'll continue to go on. And like Doc said, and Rich and our listeners, I'm out and about all the time. There's got to be more that we agree in this country than we disagree. But, just to throw more gas on the fire up in Minnesota with the ice, and I just can imagine if I belonged to the ice that I could go, some of the things that you see. And, of course, even the governor and the mayor of Minneapolis, and people got to, calm down. Now they're professional protesters getting paid, right?
Yeah.
No evidence, right, Doc? They're claiming they're getting X amount of dollars. They put this out on the air.
Yeah.
And that's what you hear.
They just throw things out there to try to make it stick and, try to convince people otherwise.
Just like with the Fayette County Democratic women. They've been called out on the air. Listeners listen to the other shows here on WMBS. They'll inform the public what's been going on. And like I said, this Saturday from 11 to 1 p.m., and it's honoring Martin Luther King. Mm-hmm. And it'll continue to do this all the way, rain and shine, like I said, regardless of the weather. We have another caller?
We do.
Let's see who it is, guys.
Good afternoon. You're on the air. Who are we speaking with?
You're speaking with Sylvia.
Whoa.
Huck, I just want you to know that I'm sitting here alone.
Or you?
Yeah, in the war room. I'm fighting for you, and the rest of the staff went home. And it's just me and my dying laptop. Rich probably knows what I'm talking about. That was President Trump's email to his supporters to begging for money.
Right.
Yeah, so he was home sitting alone. It was so sad.
It was so sad. Now he's where Mar-a-Lago, probably now. I think he's jetting off.
What was that, 4 a.m. or 3 a.m.?
I can't even remember, but the poor thing, he needed to make his quota for money.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't, the Democrats are going to continue to brainwash the kids, and they're going to come and confiscate all your guns. And but it's so sad. He was alone by himself.
Yeah.
And I guess he didn't know how to plug his laptop in because it was dying.
Well, he put out his great health care plan, and as difficult as health care is, his plan is 1 page long.
Oh, yeah.
A single page.
He's going to give us some money and let us decide what health care plans we want.
Yeah.
Isn't that kind of like the Affordable Care Act where you pick your plan and then they give you some money to subsidize it? Or am I missing something?
Well, I think what he's trying to say, he's giving them money to individuals, but then, if they encounter some kind of financial crisis and they know they have $2,000 sitting there for health care, I got to pay my heating bill. I got to feed my family. They're going to take that $2,000.
Well, turn the water off and turn the electricity or whatever.
One page, right? One page.
One page. It's
Well, the one
page.
thing I did want to talk about is, all our First Amendment rights. We've got 6 members that were senators, representatives, that put out a statement and told people in the military that they have an obligation to ignore illegal
orders.
Well, 3 of those people already are being investigated.
Right.
What are they being investigated for? Putting out a true statement.
Right.
Okay, so we've got that. And then Washington Post, you have a journalist who the government went in, they seized her computer, they seized her personal laptop.
Right.
Because supposedly she got a tip from someone that they said contained secrets.
Secrets, yeah.
Okay, where's Jeff Bezos? Isn't he the owner of the Washington Post?
Yep.
Okay, so they don't care about First Amendment rights.
Nope.
But the big issue, George, I don't know why you're even fooling around talking about elections. Don't you know that Trump said we shouldn't even have an election?
Yeah.
He
that
is
is true.
doing
Well, he
so
said that.
well that we shouldn't even have an election.
Yeah.
So, Elise Slotkin had said that when she had put out her statement, too, that you need to watch out for the fact that we're having our rights taken away, that they're taking away the rights of journalists, and everything that she had said is coming true.
Spot on. Spot on.
Exactly. So people, when you can't even speak, that was a fundamental First Amendment right.
Yeah.
You get to say what you want. And the press is also one of the things. They're controlling the press. They're going after everybody who says anything against them that they don't like, and they're investigating.
Well, I'm sure Trump and Hegseth in the Pentagon are still ticked off because they wanted the reporters to sign a pledge.
Right.
And they walked out. But there have been more stories about the Pentagon that have come true. They don't have access day to day to some of the same people. They don't sit in the offices in the Pentagon. But, man, they have been aggressive as all heck.
Yeah, but I bet you guys are so glad that we get to drink whole milk again.
Oh.
Come on.
I've been drinking more than whole milk.
Yeah, get to be fat.
Oh, come on. I can't believe you don't have a milk mustache on in there.
Whole milk. Maybe we'll bring a gallon of them next week.
Yeah, I wonder if he mixes his milk in his Diet Coke. That's all I want to know. But no, the big thing was, we shouldn't even have elections.
Well,
yeah.
He knows. He says, the party in control right now, the party in the House usually loses. But that was his, like Doc always says, they'll find some way, but that was his way to control the elections. We shouldn't even have them.
Because he said it's a possibility he'll lose the House and the Senate.
Right.
Exactly.
And now, no election.
Yeah.
Nope, so yeah.
Everything's going so good, right? Why have
I
election?
don't know, Huck, but I'll tell you what. Can you loan me some money because I'd like to buy some ground beef?
Yes.
I went to the store this week, and I looked at it was like 1.5 pounds of ground beef, and it was like $13.
Well, you should have bought that one piece of chicken, that one piece of broccoli,
and a taco,
a corn tortilla, and whatever that other thing was.
Yeah, it was chicken, broccoli, and a tortilla.
Right, and she said one other thing. Well, that's pretty bad when she should take one of those cognitive tests because she couldn't remember 4 items.
Oh, my
Whatever
goodness.
the other thing was. But, yeah, please, Rich, don't forget about that ground meat, too. I'm going to get that one piece of chicken and one piece of broccoli.
Well, sister, anything else? We're going to grab another call.
Nope, you go right ahead.
Hey, I was joking about the Purple Heart. Now James got on me.
I know, I heard it.
Oh, did you?
But I know where your Purple Heart is, and he doesn't.
I know where it's at.
I do, too,
I do as well.
If I go get it, I'm in trouble.
Yeah,
you got that right.
All
right, bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay. Good afternoon. You're on the air. Who we speaking to?
This is Ken.
Hey, Ken, what's up, brother?
Hey, God bless us all. I'll tell you. Somebody needs to do something. Somebody needs to do something with him. The country is in bad shape. We're getting to that third world country. We're going to be isolated. I mean, he sounds like he wants to send troops into Greenland. I don't understand how any of the Congress or the Senate can stand behind this guy. It's nuts.
Yeah. President Trump comes across and touts himself as a smart businessman. Now in Greenland, he could go up there. They had 15, 17 bases up there.
We have them now, right?
No, they closed them. They closed them.
We closed them.
But
we closed them.
But the Greenland said, "You're more than welcome to go ahead and reopen them."
Yes. Yeah. They'd love to pay.
Why pay for an island when you can get it for free? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I don't understand it. We have a base on there now, and they was told they could put whatever they want on there.
Yeah.
Yet he's not satisfied with that, and this is all part of the Putin syndrome. I don't understand it. It's like it is totally nuts. They need to. The Republicans need to step up, strap a couple fair on, and get rid of him. He's no good. He's going to destroy the country and perhaps the whole world.
Well, like I said,
I don't know.
Do we have
keep up the fight, guys?
Well, we're going to, along with my sister, James, and Elizabeth. We're not done fighting. We're just starting. Ken, we appreciate. We're going to grab another call.
Okay, thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Okay, good afternoon. You're on the air. Who are we speaking to?
Montana.
Hey, Montana. How are you?
Yeah, let's change the subject to food. Jimmy, Greg, I was at the United Mine Workers meeting yesterday, and he told me the best secret I want to share with everybody and all your listeners. Shop and save on a certain day. I think it's Friday. I'm going to have to research that a little bit more, but they have halupki. And they're all going by 11 o'clock. Now, you hunkies out there know it takes a long time to make halupki. Because me and my wife made a bunch of them and everything, and they're a pain in the butt. And I'm not doing it no more. But I just wanted to leave that with you guys as far as food.
So us hunkies can go to Shop and Save, get some halupki.
Yeah, you don't got to do all that stuff like me and my wife did.
It is a lot of work.
You ain't kidding, it's a lot of work because we froze 30 pounds.
Oh.
We went to Smithfield to get the ground beef off that Harry's meat. And but it's a lot of work, and I'm getting old. I don't even think I'm going to have a garden next year.
Well, if you do,
I'm just going to drink.
Well, and I like your theory there. All right, Montana, have a great
All right,
weekend.
see you guys later. Yes, sir.
Maybe Montana could bring some of them homemade. Come in here, and we'll drink a little Doc's Irish whiskey. And again, God, we're about to wrap it up. TJ, we got about 3 minutes.
3 minutes, yes.
James and Elizabeth, my sister and Ken, and Matt called in, and of course the one and only Montana. Guys, again, here we are, middle of January. We got a holiday honoring Martin Luther King, and again, I've said this, so if you have a time, stop by and say hello to the Fayette County Democratic women who are down there, and again, we'll see what happens between here and next Friday, and we hope things calm down in Minnesota.
Yeah,
I don't know if we grab a caller real quick.
We have we could do it real quick.
We could do it real quick.
Real quick.
We'll tell them.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, we got about a minute, guys.
Who are we speaking to?
You're speaking with Mark from Republic.
Mark, make it short because we got about a minute.
Okay. It's not halushkis, that's halupkis, Polish hand grenades, because he's talking about ground beef.
Yeah.
There's no ground beef in halushki. Halushki's cabbage and noodles, period.
Yeah.
Cabbage rolls.
Yeah.
Hunky hand grenades.
Cabbage rolls are halupkis. There's a P in there. Halushkis, there's no P. That's just the cabbage and noodles, period.
Yeah, period. All right, Mark, we appreciate it. Correcting us.
Doesn't it take rice in there to stretch the meat?
Yes.
To stretch the meat for others, and their rice in there.
Yeah. So we went from let's see, sports.
Politics, and food.
We covered it all here on WM. But Doc, thanks for coming in, Rich.
Thank you.
TJ, we won't.
Let's predict the Steelers. Oh wait, they're not in the playoffs anymore, and they don't have a coach.
All right, we got a minute. Give your biggest upset this weekend, and the 8 teams left.
Chicago.
I'd say
the Bears.
I'd say the Bears lose and New England loses.
I say the Bears win. I think New England loses. And
I'll take Buffalo.
And Seattle might lose.
All right, we appreciate.
Who's winning the game on Monday? The college game.
College
Indiana.
Indiana.
All right,
yeah.
we got Indiana. Doc.
Is Miami in?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm afraid they're going to.
Oh, Doc's leaning a little towards Miami.
Yeah.
All right, Rich.
Indiana.
But I like to see Indiana.
Yeah, Indiana.
Rumor mill, he may come to the Steelers.
He's not coming here. No one's coming here.
Well, they want to come here. Trust me.
Okay, TJ, for next week, your prediction on the Pirates season.
Another losing season.
Well,
We'll come up with a record in due time.
We're going to close the show with
Yes.
that. TJ, thank you for keeping
You're welcome.
on. Thank you for the surprise with
birds.
Anytime.
The word. Maybe we ought to close the show with the bird.
I closed the window.
Oh, did you?
out, sorry.
You closed the window. All right. Well, and again, the Democratic Hour will be back next Friday with Doc and Rich. Thank you.
You have been listening to the Democratic Radio Hour, heard every Friday at 3:15, right here on 590 AM, 101.1 FM, WMBS.
And this is WMBS Uniontown. It's 4 o'clock.
Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. Democratic Congresswoman Pramila Johnson